You make filming very difficult. Very, very difficult. But you're cute. Hi guys, my name is Bobby. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you my September TBR, where in September I will be playing Becca's Bookopoly for the entire month of September. So Becca is running a month-long readathon called Becca's Bookoplathon every month for, God, it's been well over a year now, a year and a half. Becca has done a TBR game called Bookopoly where she's made her own Monopoly board with different prompts and stuff on all the properties, and she rolls the dice and moves around the board, and that's how she picks her TBR each month. And it's really fun to watch. I absolutely love watching it every month to see where she lands. I'm especially curious this month because I believe she'll be using her Bookoplathon board. Though I should ask her. I'm pretty sure she will, because why wouldn't she participate in her own readathon? She made a special board just for Bookoplathon with prompts that are more broad, because her board is tailored to her TBR and like the books that she owns and her taste, whereas this one's more broad so everybody can play. So I don't play TBR games here on my channel. I am such a mood reader and I'm really terrible at sticking to TBRs, for one. For two, I'm such a moody bitch, and like I have a hard time reading, especially now. Though I've read 4 books this month, so I'm doing okay. We got about a week left. I've got at least 1 more I want to finish to at least make it to 5. So I'm not doing bad. It's just this 2020 fucking sucks. So I struggle with TBRs anyways. And then throw 2020 on top of it between work and my kids, and they're not going back to school till God knows when. The bullshit virus, like everything, not being able to do anything, stress my dad. Life, 2020 just sucks. So I figured this would be fun. I don't do readathons that often. I'm not a big fan of 1-week readathons, because while I am a fast reader when I'm really invested in what I'm reading, lately, I've been trying to read only when I want to read and not forcing myself to read. I never want reading to become a chore. I always want it to be for enjoyment. Herman? Hey, sir. Are you okay? You're just staring at the door. I'm concerned. Sorry if the angle changed. My ring light had a conniption fit and fell. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Let's see. Ugh. So I apologize. Anyways, what I was saying, I don't do week-long readathons. I've never really enjoyed them. It's really hard with my work schedule to take the time to be able to read a whole bunch in a week. I just don't have the energy, or I fall asleep, or I might get 1 book read. Maybe, if I really push 2. So to me, it's not really worth it. There's people who can read 10 books in a week, and if I was quarantined like everybody else and I got to stay home for months, I could easily do that. But being an essential worker, and even before that, before the virus, like I still couldn't do it with everybody working and stuff. It just, no. I think I've participated in 1 or 2, and I just never did that well, so I didn't really see the point in doing it. I mean, I might half-ass participate, but most of the time with my physical TBR not being as big as some other people's, it's hard for me to fill a lot of the prompts. So we'll see how this goes. I do enjoy month-long readathons because I've got all month, so I just tailor my TBR to it. So Becca's Bookoplathon takes place for the whole month of September. It starts September 1st in your time zone and ends September 30th in your time zone. So anybody can participate. I will link her announcement video down in the description box below so you guys can check it out if you want to participate. It's going to be so much fun. So there's 2 ways to play. You can either, she explains this all, of course, in her video. You can either play along as you go. So like roll, do your first roll, land on your space, pick the book that goes with that space. Once you're done reading the book, then do your second roll and continue from there. Or you can do all your rolls to start, like Becca does in her videos, and does all the rolls at the beginning of the month, sets the TBR, and then she doesn't necessarily read them in order. That's her TBR, and she's got to read everything in that TBR for the month. So you can do it either way. I did the latter way. I decided to do all of my rolls at once. Everybody's doing it differently. I know people who are doing 30 rolls. Becca only does 5 because the rules of Bookopoly, if you roll a double, you have to add another book to the end of your TBR. I decided to start with 5 because 5 is a reasonable number for me to read for a month. And I can easily get these books read. And yeah, luckily I didn't get any doubles. I saw somebody on Twitter who got like 10 doubles or something. Like it was a ridiculous amount, or 5 or 6. It was bad. Bookopoly can be a little bitch. And I did it a very basic way. Like some people are making a copy of the board and doing, I didn't. She's got all the documents and stuff that you need in the bottom, like how to play, what ways to play the different rules, and how all that stuff in her video. So I'll make sure to link it below. But I did it kind of the lazy way because that's just me and how I operate. So instead I downloaded a picture of the board because she posted that. It's a picture of the board. And then instead of getting actual dice or a moving piece or whatever, everybody starts at go. So I just did a random, you can do it on your phone or whatever. You can do like a dice randomizer where it's like 2 dice and it rolls the dice for you. And then you just go with that. So that's what I did, nice and easy, which you can do. She says it's totally fine to do. And then I just counted, moved around the board. And since I'm only doing 5, I don't even think I made it all the way around the board because I kept rolling really low numbers. No doubles. I was rolling like 5s, 6s. I think it was 7. I think the highest I rolled. I didn't keep track of the amount. Yeah, I don't even think I made it all the way around. So I'm just keeping track with the last prompt that I'm on, because every prompt is different on the board. So if I get through these 5 books, then I will do another roll to choose my next book, and so on and so forth. So let's just get into the rolls. Like, I've been filming for way too long and explaining way too much, but if you want to participate, please do. She's got a Twitter, a Discord, which I believe as her Patreons, there's a couple of us that are trying to help control the Discord so that it's just one thing off of her back she doesn't have to control. But everybody's been super nice so far. They've got suggestions, book suggestions, all that kind of stuff. So we're just gonna get in the rolls. I did 5, so I've got 5 rolls. Like I said, if I finish these 5 books, then I will do another roll. I think this will be fun. Usually and it's like this and it's a game, I tend to have more fun and it's easier for me to actually follow a TBR. She did say, because I did ask her, I sent her a message and I said, do DNFs count? And she said they do, because that's very important to me. I'm a strict DNFer and I don't want to start reading something and it be shit or I don't like it and not be able to DNF it and feel like I have to finish it because that'll bog down my entire month. And she goes, no, you can DNF. DNFs count because at least you tried. So then that counts for the roll and then you just keep going. So I did 5 rolls. I've got them stacked in the order that I rolled them, and so let's get into it. So roll number 1, I landed on TBR vet. So this would be anything that's been on your TBR for a long time. And this one's been on there for probably a couple years. I think I've only owned it for like a year. I think it was last Christmas or something. I bought the box set for it, which I don't know why. I haven't even read it. Don't even know if I'm going to like it. And that's The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, which this is like one of those old time booktube darlings. It's YA. From what I remember, it's like about a princess that's supposed to like marry somebody and she doesn't want to. So she runs away and there's somebody following her and one of them's the prince and one of them's the assassin sent to kill her. From what I hear, for it being YA, it's supposed to be actually really good. I'm just hoping it lives up to the hype. I know Murphy really liked it when she read it. It's one of her favorites, but she doesn't know if it's necessarily nostalgia. And with how old these books are, I'm worried that it's just not gonna hold up, and I don't know. I'm sure there's tons of people who have read this. 2014, so yeah, this book is 6 years old. So I don't know how well it's gonna hold up, but I'm curious to see. I mean, I bought it for a reason, right? I was curious about the premise. I want to see how it is. I hear like the romance is kind of cringy, and of course it's a love triangle, which is not necessarily my favorites, but it's been on my TBR for a long time. So with it being YA, I'm hoping I can breeze through it. Okay, so roll number 2, I landed on POC rep. So POC rep means, the book features a main character that is a person of color. I don't necessarily know, I don't think it has to be own voices, but I believe there is a space on the board for own voices. So I struggled with this one because I wanted to pick City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty because I really need to read that book. But I'm unsure if the main character is POC. I know it takes place in Egypt and it surrounds jinn and stuff like that, but I don't know if the main character is actually POC or if she's white. I have no idea. So since I have no idea whether or not City of Brass is POC or not, I don't want to misrepresent anybody or misrepresent the prompt. But this one I know is a POC rep, and I haven't even hauled this yet, but I'm going to read Star Daughter by Shveta Thakrar. I feel so bad butchering that. I know the author is POC and the main character is POC, and as you can see on the cover. This is a story about a girl who is half star, half human. So her mother's a star and her father is a human. It's young adult. And she does something that accidentally injures her human father and puts him in the hospital. And the only way to help him is to get a star to come down and help. So she ends up going up into the heavens. Okay, so her mother returned to her place in the constellation years ago. And so the main character, Sheetal, has had to hide. But as her 17th birthday draws near, the pull from the sky is growing stronger, so she loses control. A flare of starfire hurts her father, her human father, and an injury only a full star's blood can heal. So she goes to go look for her mother. So she goes into the sky, and her celestial family has summoned her for a reason, to act as their human champion in a competition to decide the next ruling house of the heavens. So from what I understand, this is based heavily on Hindu mythology, which is really interesting. I don't know much about Hindu mythology. I know Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction read this. I'm so behind on BookTube videos. I haven't seen what she's thought about it, but it's YA. It's really big print, so it should be really easy to read, and I'm really excited to read it. Like, I picked it specifically for it being diverse, and it just sounded like a really cool story. So hopefully this will be as good as it sounds. And then rule number 3, I actually landed on young adult, and I already have 2 young adult books. So let's add a third one, you know, because we're not going to read adult this month, apparently. So for young adult, I chose Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashardoust. This is getting a lot of hype on BookTube right now. This is also a Book of the Month book I have yet to haul. This is a young adult story about a princess who her touch kills people, from what I understand, and then her trying to figure out how to navigate this, and that some things she was lied to about. Cody read it and really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of hype here in the past month or so. I know it was in the Fairy Loot box. I'm excited to read it. Okay, I have 2 rolls left. Roll number 4, I landed on sequel. So read a sequel. I was going to pick The Next Throne of Glass for this one, but then I decided not to. Because I'm going to read that in tandem anyways, which reminds me, I guess I should pull that up because I won't be done with it beforehand. So while we're thinking about it, I'm reading Heir of Fire. I've already started it. I'm not very far into it. I'm like 60 pages into it. It's a big one. Again, I am buddy reading this with my friend Cindy. We are just kind of taking our time with it. I was going to put this as sequel, but I kind of like reading these at my own pace and I don't want to pressure myself. I'd rather get to other stuff that I haven't read yet, but yes, I am reading Heir of Fire in September. Well, I started it in August. It'll continue into September. Just so you know, this is on my TBR as well. It's just outside of Bookoplathon. So when sequel came up, I'm going to have Cindy help me with this one because we're going to buddy read this series together too. And she's currently finishing book 1 and we'll be done with it within the first week of September. But we're going to read Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. This has also been on multiple TBRs and I really need to read it, but it's the sequel to Red Rising and it's a sci-fi, dystopian sci-fi story. This follows Darrow, who comes from, he's not from Earth, I guess he's from Mars, but he was a red, which is like the lowest in the case. The case system in this world is built by color, golds being the top, red being the bottom. He, in book 1, became a gold, infiltrated the gold, so this is the continuation of his story. He's pretty much trying to bring the golds down from the inside out. So we're going to pick up Golden Sun. It's a lot longer. A lot of the names are based in Greek and Roman mythology, so sometimes it's like, it's kind of jarring. From what I heard, this one is a lot more political, whereas the first one had more action. I'm just kind of curious to see where this goes. With sci-fi, I know a lot of people love this series. There is 5 books out and a 6th one coming. And I know a lot of people love this series, but for me with sci-fi, I almost need to read it with somebody else to help myself understand it more. Not that I'm stupid and can't understand it, but usually there's a lot of other stuff going on that, you know, because it's so out there that it's kind of a struggle for me sometimes. So her and I are going to read this one so I can finally move on in the series. Then hopefully after that, we'll read Morningstar maybe next month or in October, whatever. But anyways, rambling because I've had 50 interruptions trying to film this fucking video and I started it off so good. Thank you to my children and my fucking cats for interrupting me 10 times. So now my my whole video game is off and I really don't want to start over from scratch. So let's just keep going. So roll 5 is my last roll. I didn't get any doubles. So if I finish these 5 books, then I will roll again and just do one at a time to keep going. But roll 5, I landed on set in the past. So Becca said, you know, obviously this could be historical fiction, anything set in the past. So anything, or would she say later or earlier or before 1990? So at least 30 years ago. This book is set in the 80s. So I'm going to read My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. Everybody and their mother who likes horror has read this one already. This is a story that takes place in the 80s about a friend group where these 2 female best friends, the one thinks her best friend is possessed, so they try to give her an exorcism and shenanigans ensue. Vicky's read this one. She said she really enjoyed it. I trust her opinion, so I'm hoping that I really like it too. I read Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed that one. This book is just gorgeous. It looks like an old 80s VHS tape, which makes it even better. I mean, please be kind, rewind. I love it. Everybody on this is a booktube, a horror booktube darling. So I'm excited to finally get to this one. When I got set in the past, I'm like, ooh, perfect. And this isn't very long, so hopefully I can get through it as well. Because Star Daughter is pretty fucking chunky, and Golden Sun is pretty chunky. So, you know, and Air of Fire, which I'm reading also. So hopefully we can get through all of these and I can keep going. It would be nice. Those are the 5 rolls. Those are the 5 books. It would be nice to get more than 5. Usually, which I discovered with month-long readathons, usually it's motivating to me because it's a month long and you've got a game to play and there's progress and there's stuff to do. So, you know, and just the anticipation of what am I going to roll next and like how am I going to pick something to read off my TBR. So I'm excited. This is really fun. I'm really glad Becca decided to do a month-long one because she did a 48-hour one and it fell at the very end of my vacation week and around my birthday, so I couldn't participate. Because 48-hour ones are really hard. Unless it happens on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday when I'm off work, it's not going to happen because my schedule is so fucked up. And it was like, what, the weekend? So on Saturdays and Sundays, I go to work at 2:30 in the morning. So I work from 2:30 to 11:30 in the morning. So it makes it really hard because I can't stay up late because I got to go to bed by like 9 so I can get any kind of sleep. And then I go to sleep and then work 8-9 hours, come home, and then usually I have to take a nap. Like there's really no time to sit and do like a binge read for a 48-hour. So when she said she was going to do a big long month-long one, I was so excited. I'm so happy that she did because now I can participate. As for the rest of my TBR, like, okay, Air of Fire is the only thing extra I'm adding on there for right now. I've got my main 5 that I want to read and try to get through. And then I also have, hopefully, I'll get another ebook on there. Ebooks have been my thing lately. And so I've been trying to decide, like, I've downloaded a couple. I got another Laura Thalassa who wrote the Bargainer series. There's her new series that deals with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And each book is based on one of the horsemen. So I got the first one in that, which is Pestilence. So that's definitely another fantasy romance fluff book. And then there was another one that's the start of a series. I don't remember who the author was, but it's like a Hades and Persephone or you know, retelling fantasy romance-ish. So maybe might pick that one up. I kind of like having the fantasy romance fluff to read like before I go to bed or just have on my phone. It's kind of nice and easy. And then you realize you've read like more books than you thought you would because you're reading ebooks. So we'll see. I haven't picked one to add on quite yet because I'm not sure. I want to follow Becca's Bookopoly more than anything. The only one that's the exception is Air of Fire because that one I want to keep going. I want to try to finish Throne of Glass by the end of the year. So in order to do that, I have to keep going. So that's book 3. So that leaves me 4, 5, 6. That leaves me 4 books. That's halfway through the series. So I've got 4 more to read and they just get fucking thicker. This one's already like a 500 something page book, almost 600, like, and they just get bigger. So I want to keep propelled on that. I could have easily fit it in where Golden Sun is, but it was like, because I've already started it. When we finished Crown of Midnight, we really wanted to start Air of Fire right away. So no. Those are going to be read at my own pace. I guess I could cheat and put it on there, but I don't want to cheat. I haven't started any of the books on my TBR. These are it. These are the books that I will be hoping to read for Becca's Bookoplathon. Holy crap. This is a hot mess. I am sorry. Like, I am a week behind in filming. I was going to film a book haul, and then I got fucking lazy, and then I got all anxious, and then it just didn't happen. That's it, guys. If you've read in these books, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to know your thoughts. I will be trying to weekly vlog throughout the readathon. So I'm going to try to do a vlog a week. I think it's going to make me more accountable to keep up on my reading and to keep the pace going. And somebody in the Discord had made a comment that they wanted to see me vlog just so I could curse Becca the entire time, which wouldn't be the case because I'm the one that did the rolls. Granted, she created the board, yes, but I'm the one rolling the dice. And actually the board was not a bitch. She was very nice to me. No doubles. It was all on prompts where I could easily find a book. So I ain't mad about it. Now, do I understand how she can do this every fucking month? Absolutely not. I do not know how she does this every month. I would go insane. The stress, like, I don't know how she does this every month, but I can do it for a month. It'll be fun. But yes, I will be trying to weekly vlog throughout the entire month. If you want to join Becca's Bookoplathon, I will leave her announcement video linked in the description below so you can go check it out. She's way more well-spoken and can explain it way better than my dumbass ever could. But I'm really excited to participate because month-long readathons are totally my jam. But anyways, that's it. This clip alone, because I've had to start and stop 40 times, is 30 minutes long because my kids came in and interrupted and I just didn't stop the camera. So I'm going to go now. Sorry for the hot mess, but that's what you come here for, right? I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I'm a little bit more put together. Bye.